What can we expect from an old narcissist? They will live with very painful karma. Permit me to say hello and welcome. This video will focus on narcissists in their later years. Are they unable to recognize that time marches on inexorably? Simply put, will they grow? I'm particularly interested in whether they evolve and whether the change is positive or negative. The security of their loved ones in the outside world is also a significant concern. As they mature, how do the narcissist's loved ones perceive their relationship with them? Because I believe there will always be exceptions, it is difficult for me to provide definitive answers to these questions. However, for the time being, let's focus on some of the more common issues faced by geriatric narcissists and some potential solutions. With that in mind, I hope you enjoy this video and subscribe to my channel. It is crucial to keep in mind that narcissists frequently exhibit a sense of entitlement. An individual may be combative and egocentric. Individuals with this characteristic may be excessively sensitive, defensive, and unable to accept criticism. Those who thrive in positions of authority frequently exhibit manipulative behaviors, which are frequently motivated by a desire for greater control and power. First, they may have drifted apart from previous companions and lovers if they did not make the effort to maintain friendships and relationships when they were younger. Perhaps they just gathered themselves up and moved on. It is also conceivable that other individuals abandoned them for their own safety. Narcissists are the same as the rest of us in that they occasionally experience loneliness. As an adverse effect, they may experience severe depression. Thus, narcissists may attempt to acquire new acquaintances or regain old ones by highlighting their many positive qualities. Many narcissists undergo a period of denial in their mid-30s. Some narcissists suffer from a severe case of vanity, believing that they are significantly more attractive than they actually are. However, it is inconceivable that they will lose their allure in the distant future. Even at middle age, many narcissists struggle to become excessively sensitive to their own aging. Some narcissists may even attempt to counteract their own aging. They may incur debt purchasing hair dye, new clothing, and anti-aging creams in an attempt to appear significantly younger than they actually are. Some narcissists may favor younger companions or even develop romantic relationships with them. When they reach middle age, narcissistic mothers endeavor to resemble their daughters. One of the most effective methods to boost someone's confidence is to comment that they resemble their sisters more. In extreme circumstances, narcissistic parents may attempt to seduce or charm their daughters' partners. A narcissistic father, on the other hand, can anticipate royal treatment from his own offspring. A narcissistic father may see himself as the family's leader, if not the entire family. Each other and their descendants are prospective adversaries. Narcissists enjoy bragging about how much more they have accomplished than their peers. Additionally, narcissistic parents may attempt to take the spotlight from their children. Those youngsters may encounter rejection, criticism, or sabotage. When they discover that their infant has accomplished something independently, they are quick to claim credit. When the adult offspring of a narcissist have established healthy boundaries with their partners, the narcissist may attempt to sidestep the issue by maintaining contact with the grandchildren. Frequently, narcissistic grandparents provide their grandchildren with mobile phones so that they can contact them at any time. These children were courted by narcissists who lavished them with gifts and attention in ways deemed inappropriate by their parents. It is typical for a narcissist to construe parental criticism as proof that the parents are horrible individuals. In an effort to prevent their descendants from bonding with the ex-spouse if their children's marriages fail and they blame themselves for interfering too much, they may attempt to completely destroy the ex-spouse. While most parents will continue to support their own children after a divorce, there are circumstances in which one parent may choose to do so for their ex-spouse. They listen to what you have to say, provide encouragement, and offer suggestions for improvement. As narcissists age, their fragile sense of self-worth becomes increasingly difficult to maintain. They become weaker and lose their allure as a result of losing the physical abilities that made them unique. This diminishes their sexual desire, making it more difficult for them to deceive themselves. It is conceivable that they will give considerable thought to their past accomplishments. They hope to gain favor by bragging about their past accomplishments. It is disheartening that today's adolescents lack the resources to achieve success at the same rate as their parents and grandparents. Today's youth have it much simpler than their predecessors. It was essential for their success that they progress. Others, however, may not evolve at all, instead becoming startlingly childish. People still frequently use temper outbursts as a form of protest when their requests are denied. They occasionally display a very furious disposition. It is possible that they will eventually lament about how poorly society has treated them and how unfair everything is. They have discussed failed partnerships, failed strategies, and the consequences of poor decision-making. They would have to give up their ambitions to support their families, but no one would believe them. They may harbor resentment toward exes or others whom they perceive to be culpable for their predicament. When people have more leisure to dwell on their problems, they become more bitter and resentful. I also observed that narcissists have a propensity to harbor grudges for a very long time. Even decades later, narcissistic wounds can be as fresh and debilitating as the day they were inflicted. In this manner, narcissists recall any wrongs done to them. They attempted to ignore the few occasions in which they had been selfish and disagreeable. Narcissists refuse to accept responsibility for their errors and experience intense remorse when called out on them. Regardless of how much harm they inflict or how many people they exploit, they will always view themselves as the victim. Therefore, it is feasible for destructive patterns to persist. When narcissists act on their desire for vengeance, they risk alienating the few individuals who truly matter to them. There are numerous reasons why control and manipulation can manifest at any age. If they are lonely or alone, they may not know how to solicit assistance. Instead of focusing on their own wants and requirements, narcissists should consider alternative ways to fulfill them. This could also backfire if people figure out how to stop assisting or find polite ways to refuse invitations. In this type of manipulation, the use of remorse and humiliation is common. Egg, after everything I've done for you, I don't have long left. It is essential to consider that some older narcissists feel threatened by the emergence of younger generations. Perhaps their extended lifespans have afforded them the opportunity to understand the nuances of coercion and power dynamics. Thirdly, it is common for covert narcissists to have a history of mysterious ailments. You can consult the ineffective doctor for as long as you like, but nothing will change. To date, none of the remedies have been effective. There is currently no treatment for this illness. They are perpetually miserable, and there is no means to alleviate their plight. The moment their cranium shattered, the bullet that tore through their brain, the life-altering sports injury from which they will never recover, etc., will forever be etched in their minds. At this juncture, there is little hope for their survival. To put on a good show, they may be required to force a smile in public, even if their descendants aren't genuinely excited to see them. But when they are engaged in an activity they appreciate, they are frequently able to overcome their health issues and quickly recover. Due to decades of accumulation, however, elder narcissists frequently exhibit self-destructive rage. There may still be a great deal of arrogance, but the harm done over the years has significantly diminished confidence. As they age and become less mobile, they may learn to rely on others for assistance, but their behavior may make this difficult. They might not have many acquaintances or options to choose from. You could endure a narcissistic breakdown at any time. They finally recognize that they are completely alone, with nowhere to go and no one to seek assistance from. Their deceitfulness and truthfulness have been exposed, rendering them completely ineffective. No longer exists a defenseless population from which to profit. As a result, they may become even more frantic. In light of your last question, let's consider how aging narcissists influence their dearest relationships. It is natural for them to feel uneasy, if not confused, about the narcissist's progressive decline with age. Abused individuals may harbor resentment toward their tormentors. Nonetheless, they may come to regret their actions. They can no longer tolerate this individual's criticism, falsehoods, demands, and lack of reciprocity, and have finally lost their temper. People still feel sad for them. If you learn that someone you haven't spoken to in years is gravely ill, you may feel compelled to reach out to them. In the later stages, the narcissist may startle you with signs of improvement. They have exhausted their justifications for lying and have nothing to gain by continuing to do so. Possibility for truce negotiations. The narcissist may finally offer the apologies and closure his or her victims have longed for. There is some evidence that narcissists improve with age, but I cannot state this with certainty. It could be argued that narcissists are more likely to be truthful with themselves when they have no one else to lie to, no motive to lie, and nothing to gain. Acknowledge your error and offer a contrition. After realizing how little they value their solitude, they may experience a variety of misgivings. All of their acquaintances are well aware of their awful reputation as a young adult. They could benefit from becoming more humble. This encapsulates the essence of an aging narcissist. You always know where to go if you have any questions or need suggestions. Consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoyed this video and found it useful. Thank you.